Yeah, they can't have a white baseball cap on at the time. But they said they both say mid-20s, kind of light blonde hair.
Guys, so I am just waiting for check-in to begin. My family was not allowed inside with me, so I'm here alone with just my mom. Anyways, they allowed my mom, and it's like 11:07, and check-in begins like 12. Hopefully, if they don't postpone it. But yeah, see you later. Okay, so after a couple hours of sitting in the lounge, eating and talking with some people that I had met, I just decided to, go on a tour and check out what the airport looked like and just see, not just sit down in the place to actually move around. So, come with me on this. Just had to make this a story time on basically my experience at the Lagos airport and some pretty interesting things that happened. Well, firstly, you see how I didn't have a I didn't have a lounge video experience of Lagos airport. Definitely, there's a reason to that. But before I even get to that, firstly, I'm just gonna say like my experience and how it felt for me just trying to navigate immigration officials in Lagos airport, Nigeria. For whoever is listening to this, my topmost advice for you, if you are traveling anywhere on a visa from Lagos, make sure you have proof of everything on your phone. Like, I know I wouldn't say to print out because you don't want to be carrying papers everywhere, but just make sure you have proof of things on your phone. Because tell me why was checking in, like just checking in for my flight, and the immigration officials were asking me for my admission letter, were asking me for proof of tuition payment, just like things that I wouldn't expect them to ask from me. And at first I was like, oh, that's not a problem. Like, okay, you just want to make sure that I have the correct credentials to actually board this flight so I don't get sent back from anywhere else. Like, I got that. But then when it started becoming very tensioning was when they were like trying to verify things, and before you know, it was from one officer, it became like two or three officers interrogating me and trying to be like, yeah, show us proof of this, show us proof of this. Log into your like school's website, like your student portal, and like that's actually a really big thing. Like, make sure you have access to your school student portal or something. Like, if your school doesn't have a student portal, make sure you have access to something that can confirm that you are a student, because they even asked me for my confirmation of enrollment and all that. Well, after like a couple, like it was like 30 minutes, not even a couple minutes, like 30 minutes of going back and forth with these officers, I finally somehow convinced them that I was genuinely a student. And I get it. Again, I get I'm not trying to make them look bad, like I get it there, but that's just me saying to you, have everything, have evidence of everything, have proof of everything, just to avoid any had I known stories. So now back to why there was no quote-unquote lounge video at the Lagos airport. It was so funny because I didn't know where to go. Mind you, it was like my first time flying alone. I hadn't flown alone before. I've flown with like other people, but not like by my own. I was checking in my bags, and the officer checking the bags had, saying, oh yeah, you have a business class ticket, so after you go from here, you're going to be directed to the lounge. You stay there until your flight, which was like a couple hours. And okay, I checked my bags, and then he didn't really tell me where to go. He was like, yeah, just keep going forward, you'll find it, you'll figure it out. And I'm like, sure. And I didn't think to ask questions, I didn't think to ask directions. I was just like, well, it shouldn't be that hard, I'll figure it out. He just said to go forward and things. Honestly, at that point I was like, I probably should ask where the lounge is, but I didn't. And I ended up just like sitting at the airport to see my flights because I didn't know where it was. And even though I had a ticket that would have enabled me access to it, I didn't use it because I just didn't ask questions. Well, I made sure not to let this mistake happen again, because even when I landed at the Moroccan airport, the airport in Casablanca, it was almost bound to happen because I didn't know where to go as well. And I spent like a couple minutes just like walking around the airport, and I was just looking for somewhere to sit. Then eventually I'm like, I can't just do this. What's the point of having a ticket? And I went around, and then I finally found like a VIP lounge, and then there was like an attendant in front of it. And then I just asked, I'm like, am I eligible to be in here? And she's like, yeah, let me see your tickets. And then I showed her my tickets, and she said, yeah, sure, definitely, come in. And that's literally everything. She was like, definitely come in. She just like verified it, and she's like, yeah, come on in. And that was it. Like, that was all I needed to do. All I needed to do was just to ask somebody a question, let them check my ticket, and I didn't have to be hanging around the airport. Anyways, so that's just also saying that you should make sure you're asking questions. It doesn't hurt. Like, the worst thing somebody will say is no. Or if you're traveling, especially if you're a first time traveler, or like you're traveling on your own for the first time, or it doesn't matter, just ask a question, because like that's literally what separates you from having a nice flight experience and not having one. So yeah, let's get back right into the video.
at the time. But they said they both say mid-20s, kind of light blonde hair, light brown hair. We had a mustache.
So this was me about 4 hours into my layover. I was just tired and done because it has been a long journey. Well, I finally got through the 12-hour layover and I'm now headed to my final destination. Thank God. Hi guys, this is Edison Praise. If you've come this far in this video, well done, great job. Just a disclaimer, at the point of releasing this video, I've spent almost 2 years in Canada, and I know it took a long time. I was gonna upload it shortly after I landed, but I did not, and I'm releasing it almost 2 years after. And I think my life is pretty interesting, so if you're interested in my life and you just want to see how has 2 years in Canada been, feel free to subscribe to this channel, and I'm definitely going to be taking this more seriously, and I'm going to be posting a lot more content and just bringing you guys along with me, catching you up on the 2 years that you've missed, obviously, and then bringing you along with me even as I go through with this journey. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and come on this journey with me.